Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Well, I'm dead above the neck, but are we live? Come on, StreamYards. Let me know. StreamYards, come on. Come on. Come on, StreamYards. Oh, come on. Chat, are we live? Oh, chat, please indicate if you're still live. I'm going to proceed anyway. Okay, so, hello, viewer. Today is... Yes, StreamYard says we're live, but boomerang, boomerang. Yes, we are. I'm a boomer, everybody, but you already know that. Hello, viewer. Today is Wednesday. It is January 17, 2024. I am Mr. Boomer, and I trust you are all doing very well today. On this evening's live stream, we are discussing the goings on last week in the entertainment and on the social media. It was a week where stuff happened in Hollywood and more bad stuff in real life, unfortunately, folks. But never mind. We're doing the musings from Sunday, which we didn't have a chance to do. So, as I always say, folks, if you've not shut down for the evening, lots to get through. Shall we get those guests out? You know it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. So, first up, wingman of the channel, all the way from New York. It's Pecat.
Hello, Mr. Brown. How are you today, sir?
Hello, Pecat. How are you?
Doing well. And yourself?
I'm okay now.
Good. Good
The
to hear.
stress of not getting stress of YouTube and guests. Them cats were not herding, but all of a sudden they appeared. So
Then they
you
just
well, my
pop up.
friend?
Yeah, doing well. Looking forward to another fun time.
Wingman of the channel. I appreciate this, my friend. Shall we get the next peep out? It's great to have you on.
Thank you, sir, and do it.
Okay, next, again, quickly. Well, he pretty much is the backbone of this channel. It is Professor R2.
Greetings. Hello, everyone.
Hello, sir.
You look very cold,
Hey.
R2.
Oh, just freezing my diodes off. It is, very, very cold. Negative numbers. Very
Ouch.
cold.
Do you not have inbuilt heater?
Well, it only works so well. Yeah. When it gets this cold, it gets a little frosty. Yeah.
You need a hot oil bath.
That would be wonderful.
So you well, my friend? Yes.
I'm doing well.
Okay.
Yes.
Appreciate coming on, mate. Shall
No
we
problem.
get the next peep out?
I'll bring them on.
Okay. All the way from it is Mongo City, isn't it?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All hail Emperor Goodwin.
Brownie's alive.
Hello, Emperor. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, EG.
Greetings.
I'm also freezing my tuchus off.
Your blessed impression's very good.
Yeah, I did quite a bit of theater, so speaking from the diaphragm is not a problem.
Oh, are you a
Thespian.
thesp?
No. I am a known Homo sapien, though.
I think it's something else. Oh dear. So, are you well, my friend? Yes. All good. Yes.
Yes.
All Goodwin. Yes.
All of it.
It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the next peep out? Yes.
I believe it may be a certain phrase coming.
And last, but by no means least, he is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. He is the great mega geek himself. Ian David Diaz.
Hello, everybody. How are we today?
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
They're all coming in.
Okay. Are you sure you're not doing this?
Usually I'm leading the charge on that.
You've got to get a T-shirt done, Ian.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Well, I'll wait till Rebecca Gold comes out, and then people can say it's shit.
Rebecca Gold, it's
The reviews
shit.
are in.
The reviews are in.
It's shit.
Oh, utter dog shit. No, it's just it's shit.
Yeah,
So, are
great.
you well, Ian?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Doing all right, mate. Doing all right.
Okay, great to have you on. Shall we just get on with it then? Yes.
Yep. Get on with it.
As I said, folks, it's the show from Sunday, which we didn't have a chance to do. So, it's the Sunday graphics as well, everybody. So, I will change the name later. Let me do some boomerang. So, yeah, I've updated the graphics, everybody. Episode 184, Musings, Wednesday, January 17, 2024. Please like, share, subscribe.
And we can read it this time around.
Yes. Donate if you're that way inclined. Keeps the lights on.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm kind of getting the feeling, Ian, you're the only one still watching this. Or watching it.
Yes. It is brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Do you know, it takes me back to the old days where heroes were heroes and they can beat multiple people up, you know, that kind of stuff. So if you like that stuff, which I know a lot of people do, watch Reacher. It's very well written, it's very well performed, and it's very well shot. So you can't say any fairer than that. So yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, obviously. So
I'm loving it. I'm two behind, but I caught up. All last. I did a binge of last season and just two behind the scene. I love it. I think Reacher is perfectly cast, and especially after the complaints with Tom Cruise in his two movies because he didn't physically look like the character in the book. And was it Alan Richardson? Is his name?
Yeah,
yeah.
Big
He
mother.
basically is like just chiseled straight out of the book.
Thing is, though, the Tom Cruise version wasn't so bad. I didn't think it was bad at all.
It was okay.
I liked the
It was
first one.
okay.
The second one was okay, but I did like the first one a lot.
Yeah, the first one was really well made. The second one looks like it was just shot really fast, and it just didn't have the impact of the first one. It had a great car chase in the first one. It really did.
Yeah.
And I love how smart he was and how very assured he was, you know, when he said that you'll kill someone, you know, he's going to kill someone. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's well directed as well. Do you remember that scene where he tells the girl, tells her, look, I'm not going to help you. And she gets in the car and she turns and then suddenly he's standing right in front of the car. You know, that's really well done. I thought it was really well done. Yeah. So it's really well directed, the first one.
Emperor, is this your type of thing?
I very much enjoyed the first season. I'm just waiting for the last one to come out and then I'll binge it.
Oh, are you a binge boy?
Yep.
Season one, good. I've
much like it.
Yeah, I've got them on the computer. I've just not watched them. Should I be watching?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. R2, are you up to date or?
Nope, not one I've been keeping up with. I've been hearing great things though. I'll have to come around to it at some point. Yeah, I do kind of like Jay. I do kind of like to hold on to them until I can just sit down and watch them all.
In the chat, Amelia Bedelia. Hello, Amelia. I've got a toothbrush for Reacher. Wow.
Oh my.
Very good.
Manuel Grell. Hello, Manuel. Too bad tomorrow's already the final episode of the season.
Yeah. I know.
I should be watching then, yes.
Yeah, I mean it's as Ian said, it's very much the action genre that you enjoy, but he's got more complexity to him than 80s Arnold smash and shoot gun, right? The first season, episode, the whole reason he's in the town is because he's tracing the history of blues artists that he enjoyed, and he's just hitching around and stumbles on this stuff, and so it's a really good premise, and again he's intelligent but also not afraid to just knock somebody the hell out.
Yep.
Well, he's not afraid to kill either.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so
No, the
yeah, folks,
violence is always appropriate, right? That he's like, oh, you're a threat. No, you're not.
yeah.
Sword in the Storm, hello, my friend. They need to get Alan. Is it Richardson or Richardson?
Richardson, I think.
Right. In movies now before he's too
He
old.
is. He's in this new film. I think it's based on a true story about he has a daughter and she's suffering from something, and this woman just steps out of nowhere and she's got nothing, but she does everything to try and help him get his daughter the medical thing that she deserves. So
Right.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Scottish Celts. Yeah, I'm gonna binge S2 when it's finished. Okay, so sounds like it's the best thing on TV at the moment.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
A lot of fun.
There is a lot of British shows that's ended up on Netflix, and Netflix is financing a lot of British stuff. There's one, I can't remember. There's one where this military woman's husband has died, and then she finds out he's alive. I can't remember. It's on Netflix. It's just started.
Right.
A lot of people say that's good. I saw the first episode. I really can't stand British dramas at all. It really makes me gag. It's just, it really does. It's so devoid of anything that's fun. Even when they try to be fun,
That's the British way.
they either have to stick something in there that's serious or stick some loads and loads of woke stuff in it. And this one is that so we got this policeman who's this Asian guy with a beard, and he seems to be a huge screw up for some reason. And it just annoys me that in Reacher, right, we do have black people in it, but it's not, you can tell it's not a diversity hire in Reacher at all.
Yep.
But with British stuff, you can always tell that's a diversity hire, and it spoils it. It really does. Yeah.
Okay. So that's Reach, everybody. One more episode to go. Recommended viewing.
Well worth
it. Speaking of recommended viewing, I know this dropped all in one lump last week.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Echo.
They should have a middle finger somewhere there from the fans.
Okay. Anybody watch it?
Nope.
No.
Watched a handful of reviews on YouTube, and that was it.
I just sort of read like them just self-congratulating themselves and patting themselves on the back as if they invented the genre.
But do you know what really pees me off though with this new stuff is that in the old days, right, as a kid, you used to watch stuff and you used to think, oh God, she's gorgeous. Now you look at leading ladies and stuff and you think she needs to put the donuts down. Do you know what I mean? And this is no exception with this one. You know, I can't think of anyone. I mean, she's not ugly, but she's not good looking at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Punchable face looks like a tutorial.
Yeah. I was watching
the form of your pleasure.
so basically, right, I was watching on Amazon. They got this thing called Live on Amazon, right, where they show TV shows, old TV shows, but it's live. So if you click on it, you can go. It'll be halfway through an episode. So I clicked on Bionic Woman. An episode of Bionic Woman,
Lindsay
and I clicked on that, and Lindsay Wagner was on, right?
Yeah.
And my God, that girl's gorgeous. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, what happened? Why are we presented with such mediocre women on screen now? It's just annoying.
Anybody answer that question?
I think you have a couple of reasons. One is you had lunatic feminists walking around talking about the male gaze being toxic and terrible, and the other thing is that these people are writing things that are affirmational, right? It's I need to see myself. They're not inspirational or aspirational, and so it's just affirming whatever the writer's room is or whatever the producer director is, and so you get people that look like what you would think a writer's room would look like.
And you got the body positivity crowd out there too.
Right. Well, because again, male gay is bad. How dare women be sexy?
They don't want to upset the fat and ugly people.
The thing is though, it's not the majority that wants this. It's the minority that wants this, and it makes no sense to me at all. I was watching I was just flicking through YouTube and I came across the making of Sharky's Machine. I don't know if you remember
Burt Reynolds,
the Burt Reynolds film.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Rachel Ward. And then they showed these pictures of her from behind the scenes and stuff. I was thinking to myself, "Oh my god, that girl's gorgeous!"
Yeah.
No wonder why people went to see that film. It was a mediocre film at best. No wonder why they went to see it.
Yeah, it was Rachel Ward, and then the big stunt through the window.
Oh yeah,
like
of course.
The longest fall that they had filmed.
Yeah.
Rachel Ward's sister was incredibly good looking as well. It was a very good looking family. Speaking of good looking, Franco Walker. Hello, Franco. At Miss Brown Lights, that's me. Have you seen what Erin Moriarty, is it Moriarty, has done to herself with plastic surgery?
Yeah, that's the girl from
the Boys.
Yeah, from the
Starlights.
Boys.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
It's horrifying.
She went from looking like a 20-something cute every small town girl to looking like a overworked 40-year-old porn star.
It's not funny. It's horrifying. It's sickening. Like she was gorgeous. She was a gorgeous young woman, and she's someone, or she's got some mental health thing. Yeah, like it's Oh man, I don't even have the words. I saw those pictures and I could not believe it.
That's why somebody said to me that if you an actor of mine who basically made it in LA and small parts but came out LA, he said never live, if you want to be an actor, get work in LA but never live in LA, because the longer you live in LA, the more the madness will reach your brain and you'll end up believing it. So this is probably what's happened to her.
Sword in the Storm, I thought it was a fake image. I don't think it was.
No, there are pictures previously where she's already had some work, and then this latest atrocity.
Hollywood got to her.
It's crazy, right?
It's not the first actress to ruin her career with plastic surgery.
Nope, and won't be the last.
You look better when you age naturally. I mean, not that she looks, she looks her age, but Helen Mirren, she didn't overload with plastic surgery,
right?
And at least she looks like a human being, an older person, but like a human being.
Yeah, well, she always stayed fit, so she doesn't have the extra pounds and get the the thick neck, and don't end up looking like Kathleen Kennedy.
She does a lot of exercise.
Sword in the Storm. She did a Meg Ryan. I think she did a Meg Ryan 20 years too early. But
But the thing with Helen Mirren is, if you had to screw someone of that age, Helen Mirren would be perfect, wouldn't it? Let's face it. She even looks great now,
Punchable Face. She went full Vorderman. Never go
full Vorderman.
Yeah. Okay. So getting back to Echo. Dog shit, yes.
I'm not watching it. I'm done with these Marvel shows. After Secret Invasion, that was such a just appalling disaster. I mean, damages the entire franchise. It's so bad, and I just have no interest in anything else they're going to make. It's bad.
We've been told to move on. I think we should
it's probably a good idea. Getting bogged.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, let's move on then. We were talking about the Omen, the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the poster for it.
Hold on. So
how are they making a prequel to it?
I don't understand. What is this? Is this what? A remake? Because they've already remade it twice.
I think this is to do with the birth of Damien.
But Damien was born from a jackal, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's going to fail, isn't it?
What are we going to see the
actual birthing
the
process?
moment of his conception?
Oh yeah, let us skip that part, shall we?
They probably will skip it. It's it's a well-designed poster.
It's a good poster.
Good. The poster's well designed.
There's nothing to prequel about. Damien was the son of Satan, and it wasn't like he was the second son of Satan. We never saw,
Yeah.
It's just Satan in a jackal.
Is that poster is that not a bit reminiscent of The Exorcist to
A
anyone
little
else?
bit.
Yes, it
Yeah, a
is.
little bit.
Yes,
Oh,
it
Yeah.
very
is.
much,
Yeah.
very much. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely doomed to fail.
Yeah.
They've probably
Yeah.
never even seen The Omen.
Well, and unless it's a really good story and it's well directed and it's well shot, but looking at films today, I doubt if it's going to be that.
Adopted son of Satan.
Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law. And if this was a Rudy Ray Moore
Daddy,
movie,
no.
I'd definitely
Oh
watch it.
boy, I'd see that in a minute.
Atom Gray, who wants this? I don't know. I'm
You
curious.
know what?
about
Horror
it.
films
Studio.
do make a lot of money, so you never know.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of curious about it.
Mm.
The Omen and Omen 2, great films.
Yeah.
No, Daddy, no.
Third one they went off track a bit, but
Yeah.
Princess Fiona. The prequel would be a bunch of nuns worshipping Satan. I think it is.
Mm.
it's going to be like the housekeeper, the evil one that came in, and but her origin story.
Mm.
No, apparently it's going to be put a jackal in it and make it gay and lame.
I wouldn't
gay
be
jackal.
surprised.
I believe it's put it in the jackal. And
Yeah, I wouldn't be
in order
surprised.
for Damien.
The
Here you
thing
go,
is-
Mel.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
go
go
ahead.
on.
No, I was just saying, the thing is, though, when I remember the scene in The Omen, which is a brilliant film, by the way, when they lifted the stone, and then when they saw the skeleton of the jackal, they just dropped the stone and it smashed. And the
Yeah.
thing is, though, when you see that, your imagination goes wild, doesn't it? It goes,
Mhm.
how the hell did that thing get pregnant and spawn, Damon, right?
Yeah.
But to actually show it or to actually see the backstories, destroying the image that you had in your head from the first one. So I don't think this is going to work because it's far more scarier. Your imagination is far more
Yes.
scarier. than
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And that's the lost thing about so many horror movies or mystery, suspense movies or whatever is them being too explicit with what's going on. Let the audience fill in the blanks with whatever terror they carry inside.
Mhm.
That's the best way to scare somebody.
Classic Tarantino scene when the copper gets his ear cut off
Yeah.
Right.
and the camera pans away.
Yeah.
You don't see it. It's like,
Yeah.
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 When you do see the
Let your
aftermath.
mind fill it in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
It's also just briefly, it's also the scene in The Exorcist when Kinderman is talking to the priest and he says, we found him down the end of the stairs. His head was flipped all the way around.
Mm.
Right.
And then when you hear that, you think, my God, and your imagination just goes wild
Yeah.
on that thing,
Yep.
So didn't need to see it.
No, theater of the mind.
Mm.
Well, yeah, Exorcist 3, where when George C. Scott, you don't see the body,
Yeah.
but they pull back the sheets and he immediately
Yeah.
starts biting his fist,
Mm.
right? Because it's so horrifying to him, this hardened police officer, and that's more than enough. You're like, man, if it's messing him up, it's got to be bad.
Very underrated film, Exorcist 3. Very
I finally
underrated.
saw that a couple of months ago for the first time because I avoided anything after the original, but I finally gave it a shot and I was pleasantly surprised.
Mm.
I saw that in the theater
Mm.
when it
Oh,
first
wow.
came out, and the one thing is the big bone scissors scene.
Yeah.
So I could see that coming a mile away, and the guy sitting next to me had a full tub of popcorn, and so I just reach over my hand, and as soon as it does the and here you go, I grab his shoulder, and the popcorn went everywhere. It looked like a snowstorm in the theater.
What about Exorcist v Damien?
Yeah, well,
Get Zack Snyder to direct it.
that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense because
Yeah.
Damon is responsible for all those possessions, isn't he? He's the Prince of Darkness or Prince of Evil. So
Well, the Exorcist would never
I mean,
make
yeah.
it into the house because
Yeah,
all of
exactly.
Damien's minions would
doesn't-
take care of it.
It doesn't really matter because we know who would win. The
Mhm.
patriarchy.
Mhm.
Here you go, folks. Drew Gordon. Hello, Drew. Exorcist 3 is the best. Wow.
well, I disagree.
Yeah,
The
it's a
first
bit
one-
strong, but
IMO.
The first one was genius. It
Mhm.
was
Oh.
it was brilliant. It was just a fantastic movie. One of the best movies ever made. The
Yeah.
first one.
I am not a
Watch it.
horror movie guy, The Exorcist is terrifying. It's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to watch that movie frequently, but
No, nor do I.
I mean, it definitely,
I've only seen it
definitely
once.
does what it's supposed to do. It is terrifying.
Adam Gray, the joy of watching movies with Jay.
That's true. If only I could reach out and touch him when I was watching the movies he makes me watch on Fridays.
There'd be some throttling going on.
Yes, yes.
Amelia Bedelia, Omen gave me nightmares.
It's
a great
funny
film. It's a
because
great
The Omen is a Hollywood.
film.
It's directed like a Hollywood movie, but The Exorcist is something else. It really is something else. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
In a good or bad way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lady Erin D. The only Exorcist movie I ever watch is the first one.
Yeah, first one's terrific.
Yeah, I watch that once a year.
Do you remember that sequence where he was dreaming and he's down the street and he sees his mother going down the going down
the subway.
The subway.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just it, that to me is just like one of my dreams. Do you know what I mean? The whole tone of it was like a real dream. That's how scary
there's a
The Exorcist
surreal
is.
quality to it, but it's not
Yeah.
overly done.
That's right. Yeah. Really good.
Melvin Deeply, hello Melvin. Exorcist 3 was really good. It was the one with George C.
Scott. Yeah,
Scott.
he's a brilliant actor.
He's a great actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arch Collin, first one had Doctor Who, Patrick
Yep.
Troughton, and
David Warner. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the Doctor and we had the Klingon in that film.
Oh yeah,
So there you go.
that's right.
And
the guy
Evil
out of
himself.
Tron.
David Warner
Yeah.
played Evil in Time
Yeah.
Bandits.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I always, even though I've seen it a million times, I always hope that some way, shape, or form I'm seeing an alternate cut and David Warner doesn't go out the way he does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
David Warner was just
don't touch it. It's evil.
But David, that character knew he was going to die,
Yeah.
didn't he? Because he saw
Yeah.
that line.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, it's so funny because he throws the knives, doesn't he? And then he goes to pick up the knives, and you knew something was going to happen.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
poor guy gets his head cut off. Crazy.
I threatened to watch The Omen over Christmas, but I didn't. But I think I need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
It's a great movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, folks, that's the first Omen, April 5.
No, not interested. Sorry.
Crap.
Curious.
the real evil is, of course, the patriarchy.
Of course it is.
And
Okay.
prequels.
Yes,
Yeah.
prequels.
Origin stories.
Although I did like the second one when the guy got cut in half in the lift. That was quite cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
ca-
That
Oh.
was really well done. That sequence.
Okay, so this is for the Brits.
Gladiators.
Yeah, Gladiators was back after 20. Was back after 20. I think it's 20 years
Yeah.
of this kind of fuller production. Sky brought it back.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. A bit.
But it
yeah.
was just like a little mini version, which was okay. But this is the kind of arena version of Gladiators. And it was the BBC and a peak of 6.4 million tuned in
Mm.
to watch.
more than Doctor Who.
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and it's been classed as a hit.
The thing is, though, they can't afford to make another series because BBC's running out of money. They really are running out of money. I'd be pretty surprised if this got a season 2, because they really are in trouble now. They can't afford to make their dramas. They're buying in stuff from different companies, and
Where's all the money
BBC is
going?
really a lot of people have come off the license, haven't they? The TV license. In fact, I think it was over. Just 500,000 people came off it. So that's a lot of money
Yeah.
the BBC's,
Wow.
and plus they tried to put they're fighting to put the fee up, aren't they, for the license?
Yeah.
Which is horrible, really, when you think about it.
Well, and I imagine they have far more managers than they do people that actually accomplish things in
Of
the
course.
BBC. No.
The thing is, the BBC's like it's like a politician's game, because the people that are above on the BBC, they're all making money through the BBC. They don't really care about entertainment or giving you what you want. All they care about is their pay packet, just like politicians. and they do very little to help you, to serve you, because the BBC is owned by the people that watch it, because we pay the TV license. But you'd think that they would be worried about what we think, but they're not. They're just worried about sticking loads of woke in their stuff and making a huge pay packet.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've been paying attention, but government tends to not care about the people that it's actually taking the money from, because it can take the money. It doesn't have to earn it.
Overpay its employees.
That's right.
Is Gladiators on in the US?
We had a version of American Gladiators.
Yeah. Is it still on in the US, or did it finish?
No. There was a revamp a few years ago, but it didn't take off at all.
Yeah, they tried to bring it back.
It was on until it was on for like 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
No, it was longer.
Yeah, it lasted into the 90s.
Yeah, it was more than
that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was ended in 96. They tried to bring it back like in the early 2000s, I think, but it didn't really hold. The original show collapsed because of some securities stuff, like some insider trading stuff or whatever that happened, and something happened, and they lost the rights to
I
it.
will say I watched this because I'm a massive fan of Gladiators, and the BBC has done something good for once, Ian. I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
I don't watch the BBC.
How many of those gladiators are they thems?
Who knows?
Well, one is deaf.
Oh,
so Echo.
Just have one leg as well.
Yeah.
There is no cheerleader girls though.
Where is Jet? Do you remember Jet from the original one? She was gorgeous, Jet.
Not anymore. But
she's
age
old.
gets to us.
Yes.
So I will say, folks, if you're in the UK and you've got a license, BBC license, it's good fun. It's what kind of made Saturday nights really good fun entertainment for the family.
It's still people like us watching it, though. I mean, the kids are not watching stuff like this. They're too busy on their phones and watching TikTok.
Yeah,
they don't watch stuff like this. It's sooner or later BBC's going to drown. It really are.
The Aroused Brick 2. Brown, what did you think of the Sky revamp of Gladiators? I liked it for what it was. It was a shame it didn't have the budget, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and I applied to go on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't get on it though. I enjoyed it. I prefer the arena Gladiators. I think.
So if they did so what is this then? They don't have an arena. What do they do in this one?
It's at Sheffield. The original one was at Birmingham NEC. This one's at Sheffield Arena. So it's got the same look and feel, and it looks great.
Okay.
It's classic Gladiators, everybody, and I will be watching.
Good luck with that.
It is. It's good. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so the big news last week was this is Wee Tom himself. Excited to share this news. I look forward to making great movies together. They're in a partnership with Warner.
Wait a moment, Warner Brothers, the company that's losing money, that's barely surviving at the moment. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, they got to get a movie that people want to watch somehow, and
his last Mission Impossible movie didn't break the big records.
No, it didn't.
That was Paramount, wasn't it?
But Warner Brothers is looking at what is it, the last Top Gun film, and they see how much money it's made.
Here you go, folks.
You know,
there you go.
Script is written. It's being written. Thomas Cruise. He's going to be. Is he 60 at the moment? How old is he now?
60, 61.
61. He still looks good for 61, though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he looks terrific for 61.
Yeah, he does. Still doing his own stunts, which is amazing.
Yeah.
My biggest stunt is getting out of bed in the morning and not breaking something.
Same thing with
Is-
me. Have you noticed that when you get to a certain age, you keep stubbing your toe on things?
Yeah.
Does that come with being old for some
No,
reason?
not
I don't
done that.
understand.
Mm.
No.
No, I wake up and wonder, did I get up in the middle of the night and run a marathon? And why is my ankle twisted? I was in bed. How the hell did I twist an ankle in bed?
I just like when you get like nicks and bangs and black and blues. Like, wait, how did I do that?
Yeah.
Here
Right,
you go,
yeah.
folks. Fat lobber. Pensioners flying fight jets like in Ukraine.
Mm.
Do we think they could get? I personally think they could get away with one more.
I don't
brisk-
think so.
I
don't
do.
think. I don't. Look, the only reason why they're making it is because Warner Brothers is in trouble, and
Well,
they
there
think
is that.
because Tom Cruise made a crap load of money in the last one, they think they can hedge their bets
Well,
with the third one.
My American guests, Top Gun 2 was very, very patriotic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah. As patriotic
Yeah.
as anything
I mean,
gets in
well, and
Hollywood
so
these
was
days.
the original Top Gun. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, and I think that's also why it was a hit. That it was such a tonal shift from everything else that had been going, and people were just happy to go. And it really, its success was due entirely to word of mouth. If you look at the box office numbers, it certainly wasn't the original marketing that brought everybody in. It was people who saw it and then told other people, no, really, this is not crap. Go see it.
Yeah, word of mouth, strongest thing ever.
Yep.
Here you go, Sword in the Storm. Top Gun 2, A New Hope. Bob Hope, all right.
And no
Well,
coke.
it was like Star Wars, wasn't it?
It was
the
Star
second
Wars,
one?
wasn't it?
Yeah, second one was, yeah.
Mm.
Definitely.
I enjoyed it.
I do like Tom Cruise, though,
Great
even though
movie.
he's crazy. I think he is a good filmmaker and he does care about movies. You know,
Yeah.
Trench Run. Yeah.
I think if he does make it, hopefully it'll be okay. You know,
I think it will be a passing of the torch.
I hope not, because I hate when they do things like that. It's ridiculous I hate.
Doesn't work.
Look, if
Was it
the
Miles
original,
Teller, is it? Yeah.
yeah, if the original cast can't do it, just freaking don't make it. You know,
Yeah. Move
it's
along.
just that you're trying to cash in if you try and pass on the torch. I can't remember anything that passed on the torch that was any good. Anyone?
No.
I mean, I think the closest that I can
Last
think
Jedi,
of is the
that was good.
Creed, the first Creed movie.
Oh God, no! That was rubbish. That was woke to hell, wasn't it? Let's get a Black Rocky, shall we?
Well, I mean, you already had it because it was Apollo Creed's son, but
Doesn't matter.
I was already like, man, let Rocky just go away, and no, we're going to do it. And it had a bump. I mean, at least made some decent money on the first one.
Do you know what?
Seems to have lost its shine as soon as Stallone was involved
left.
in it.
Do you know what? Right. The reason why it didn't work was because they had to make up some story that Apollo Creed, played away basically.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
they
like
created-
that.
That was
aspect of it.
stupid. So the reason why they did that is because they wanted a Black Rocky, and I was totally against that. I went to see the film. I was disgusted when I saw the film. I was thinking to myself, this just doesn't feel right. Why couldn't it have been Rocky's son? Why couldn't it have been that? Why? Because Rocky's
they'd already established that his son was a stockbroker or something like that.
I know, but still, he could have another son.
Yeah.
Paulie son.
Illegitimate.
Paulie could have had a legitimate one.
Hello, Gavin. Trench Run was stolen from the Dam Busters, so
Yes, it
full
was.
circle,
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Amelia Bedelia, Mega Geek is wrong.
Thank
Again.
you. Thank you. But you know what, right? I was hoping that they would get Mr. T in there.
Chris Fool.
That would be, you know what? I was thinking to myself, they should have got Mr. T in there and he should have turned up and said, because I lost that fight, my whole life had changed and I'm a better person now than I was before. That would have been a great scene if he turned up and instead of going, I want revenge, like what's his name? Because I think that's the typical way to go. But if you had Mr. T turn up and say, and thanked Rocky for changing his life, that would have been something great, wouldn't it? But anyway,
I had a lot of
me.
anger, and you helped show me the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, you brought me down a peg.
Yeah, would have been
Wait, you're trying to tell me that Clever Lang had a lot of anger? He seems so well-adjusted and easygoing.
The uninspired reviewer, you guys seen the Bollywood Top Gun film coming out soon? Fighter.
Yeah, probably gonna have a
Wow.
lot of singing.
Wow.
That's what Top Gun 3 needs. It needs to be a musical.
Yeah, definitely. I can go for
Definitely.
that.
I mean, they're doing everything else as musical right now.
Joker.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think Top Gun 3 will definitely happen. I think it will, but let's move on. So obviously the other one is Warner Brothers bosses are hoping to get Tom Cruise to develop Edge of Tomorrow 2.
I mean, I liked it, but it was a huge flop. Why would you make a second one?
Yeah, I
Don't
don't see. I don't. I
Well,
don't
because
see
Warner
that drawing
Brothers
Because it was
anybody.
good.
specializes in flops, and you know they're just trying to stay on brand.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
Warner Brothers always bring the really, really great films out, but they're just so inept at everything, really.
It's funny because Top Gun, right? Top Gun 2 had that very American feel about it, you know. And then when you watch this film, it has this very European feel about it. Even the photography was very European, you know. I don't know how you guys felt about this film. I thought it was a good film, but I just thought it didn't shine like a Hollywood movie for some reason.
It's a one and done for me. I don't want to even revisit the first one.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it, but
Is it that bad?
That's a good film.
Yeah, I
It's
liked
enjoyable.
it. Yeah. Emily Blunt, pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots of nods to
Just watch her do the push-ups and
yeah.
call it a day.
The landing scene was based on Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Bill Paxman, is it? He was in it.
Do you find Emily Blunt sexy? Anyone?
Back then, yes.
Yeah, she has that generic Hollywood, you know. I mean, at least she's not unattractive like what we're being subjected to.
Yeah, she's a good-looking girl.
I mean, Brown. I mean, Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
You see her there, Brown. I mean, what would you rate her? You know,
A mark out of 10.
Yeah. What would
yeah,
you give
out
her?
of 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat, I need some help.
What would you give her?
Between 1 and 10 or 0 and 10?
Yeah, one up for 1 and 10.
Oh, probably 1 and 10. Yeah.
Between 1 and 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
I'd definitely give
Think
her
about
one,
the push-up scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Feels like chat seems to be with you there.
I think for me,
Yeah.
Emily Blunt's character in movies is more attractive than physically. I think she's physically attractive, but I don't think, to me, she doesn't come across as, you know, having the X factor as in sexy. But I think her character is, you know, herself. She's quite sexy, if you know what I mean. One Kleenex.
Nameless, no name, deaf. Give her one, yeah.
I mean, for me, one of the big things to recommend Emily Blunt is her kind of coming out and talking about how much she hates the girl boss stuff that's happening in Hollywood, and she reads the scripts and it says, you know, oh, it's this kind of character, you know, and they're stoic and all this stuff, and she just basically tosses the script away because she has no interest in playing that character.
Fat Lobber. She is still fit as fuck in latest film about fentanyl.
She married to that guy with the big ears, isn't she? Can't remember his name. He was in The Office, the American Office.
Oh yeah, John.
Is he the one who played Mr.
Krasinski?
Fantastic?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, wasn't he Reed Richards in the?
He was, yeah.
Yes.
He played Jack Ryan, didn't he?
He did.
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
An ugly Jack Ryan, yeah.
Yes, that was an unfortunate casting choice.
It was. Krasinski.
She's in a new, is it The Fall Guy? That's just around the corner.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
in that.
The Fall Guy looks rubbish. It
does.
really. It's nothing like the TV show. The TV show had such a good premise. Why aren't they doing that?
In the chat,
The one with the $6 million man.
Yes,
Noddy had a mate with big ears.
I did. Yeah, it was called Big Ears. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see Edge of Tomorrow 2 or Live, Die, Repeat. So I did that. Move on. Okay. So, who saw this? Gal Gadot was offered to play Barbie, but she passed on the role. Greta Gerwig then insisted she wanted to write the scripts for Margot Robbie.
Well, Gal Gadot's not blonde, is she? So
No.
No, and I hate to say it, the movie was probably better off without her.
Yeah,
as gorgeous a woman as she is not much of an actress.
Well, the one thing that Gal can play is plastic. And
Indeed.
Ken, no.
Has everybody watched it? I've not seen Barbie.
I haven't seen it either.
Nah, not type of movie I'd watch.
It didn't win. Was it? Is it Emmys? No. What is it?
Golden Globes?
Yeah,
Golden
it only
Globes.
won 2, something like that. Didn't it? So Oppenheimer won a lot. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I can be bothered to watch it. Is it going to win lots of Oscars?
No.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want somebody else to play Wonder Woman now. I'm tired of Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman. She doesn't make a good Wonder Woman, I don't think.
Okay. So it would have been definitely a different animal, but okay, let's move on.
Oh, God. What is this rubbish?
Okay. An actress who made the final round of James Gunn's Superman Legacy reveals that Lois Lane saves Superman, has all the brains, and is the fearless one.
Why, Superman's scared, is he? Of what? You know what? This is just the typical bollocks that Hollywood is pushing out. And if James Gunn pushes this out and it is exactly what's written, then James Gunn can go and fook himself. So there you go.
No thanks.
Starts filming soon.
Well, they better have a good script that doesn't have any woke in it. Otherwise, he's doomed for failure, isn't it?
I think it's fooked anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there you go.
Gunn's anything that Gunn does is just going to be doomed anyway. I mean, the DC is kind of dead brand walking, and it needs to rest for 5 or 10 years. But the other thing is that, again, if you're going to do things like Suicide Squad or Guardians, where you have quirky, oddball characters, that's right in Gunn's wheelhouse. Superman is not in his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Superman. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just say I think Black Lives had the right idea there. It's
Princess Fiona, Alexander Diario as Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'd buy into that.
Who is she? What's she been in?
She was in Baywatch.
The one with the blue eyes.
Yeah, she was in.
Oh, yeah.
She was in lovely. True Detective first season. She got them out apparently. Yeah.
But she's quite small, isn't she? She isn't very tall. She's not. I think she's
unbelievable.
Quite small, but she's gorgeous. Yeah.
Is there anything we want to add to this? Are we becoming indifferent to it?
Look, Superman needs his pants back. That's all I can say.
Yes, he needs boxing chugs.
He does.
I mean, I just have a limited supply of shits to give, and I'm not wasting it on this stuff.
On this,
yeah.
I think Superman needs to be Superman. Right? Superman needs to be Superman. He needs to be portrayed as Superman, as the savior of the planet. He needs to, obviously Superman is vulnerable because of the people that's around him that he loves. So that's basically his weakness, and plus kryptonite as well. But they should take a a different stance with this new Superman and actually make him Superman and all the values that Superman.
No. Superman is supposed to fight for his truth,
And
social justice,
That's right. His
and
truth.
the DEI way.
Ego folks, JB Gunn's Peacemaker series was great, but Superman is a completely different. Is it a different Peacemaker?
It's JB.
Mhm.
Okay. Ego folks got a question. I starred. Arch Colin, let me spell alliance. That's me. Genuine question as fans of the Omen. What does the panel think of Good Omens by Pratchett and Gaiman book?
Never
So-
watched it.
Mm-mm.
Never.
I
watched
enjoyed that. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
it. Mm.
I haven't seen
That was on Prime, right? The
Yeah.
series anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was the relationship between the angel and the devil were it was good. The general story was I thought was amusing because again it's Pratchett. I mean he's always going to set up some pretty amusing plots and settings. I mean I very much enjoyed it. It had an interesting tone to it that but I don't know how I would relate that to the Omen in any way.
Oh, that was Tennant and Sheen, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, there's a new
Yeah.
there's I think season they're doing one more season and that's it. Season 3.
Mm.
What I don't understand is when somebody portrays evil and good, why does good always have to be this meek person? Because the trailers, when I watched the trailers for this, I never watched it. Sheen he came across as very meek. Is that true?
Yeah, he's like very Mr. Nice Guy who isn't used to like a goody two shoes instead of
good-natured doormat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like I mean, I think maybe Constantine, and what was the one where the angel came down to Earth with Christopher Walken?
Oh,
And,
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
Yeah, prophecy. Those. I mean, you get angels like biblical style that they're not messing around. But yeah, I think that the common trope now is that angels are cutesy, innocent little things.
It's like when they have trailers for films that are led by a black lead, they always have a rap in the trailer. I never understood that either. Anything you see with a black lead,
Jesus.
it's always some rap song that's playing in the trailer.
Crap song, all right.
Why don't they just play some Jewish song when Woody Allen makes a movie? Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. It's just rubbish, you know.
We've got a super chat, folks, from Romeo Tango November Zulu for $5 New Zealand dollars. Hail Brown, panel and chat. I'm stumped as to why anyone liked Echo. The story didn't have a leg to stand on. And she had 2 left feet in the fight scenes.
Oh my!
Yes.
Yowza.
I don't understand why people like the Queen Latifah.
Still going.
Yeah, I don't understand that
Equalizer,
at all.
yeah, it's dog shit.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's still going. Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah, it certainly can't touch the original Equalizer.
Oh yeah, no.
No, it would.
Let's move on then. So Superman, dog shit.
Waste of time.
Okay, this was doing the rounds again last week. William Shatner. People were asking, why do we never see
He didn't write this, by the way.
Captain Kirk on the posters?
William Shatner didn't write that.
No.
He's got a team. He's got a team that writes it for him.
Yeah. But how can you have Star Trek without Kirk?
He's literally said he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't like him. Because they don't like what he stands for.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's why they've eliminated him. And it's pretty obvious. These people, I keep saying these people, that sounds awful. They're not hiding anymore. They're blatantly showing you that they disagree with the fan base and then wonder why their things are failing, which makes no sense to me.
Princess Fiona, they hate Kirk. He's the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Well, they won't bend the knee.
Nope.
And that's the thing that drives them mad more than anything else. They essentially run around saying, recognize my authority, or don't you know who I am? And he's like, yeah, and I don't give a shit. What? Right? That they just can't conceive of that.
Yeah,
Because
see,
the Hollywood is essentially junior high cliques, with the who's in, who's out, that every relationship, seems to be fake when you're hanging around the popular crowd, and he has no fucks to give for this.
Yeah. Well, you got Patrick Stewart, who was willing to come back and debase his character for making those first 2 seasons of Picard, and so he's okay. But no Kirk. Can't have Kirk.
Drew Gordon, Shatner blocked me on X after quoting me because I reposted him quoting me and commented on his politics. Lol.
Well, don't feel too bad. William Shatner had nothing to do with it. He's never even logged into Twitter on his phone.
Yeah.
Rust in peace. If they don't like Shatner, they don't like Star Trek.
It's true. Star Trek is, Captain Kirk is Star Trek.
Yeah. There you go. Black Lives or Black Knives. Kirk is the Star Trek. What Luke Skywalker is the Star Wars. This shouldn't be a question.
Yeah, it's not. You know what? Right, seriously,
he's the captain.
Fans need to grow some balls and not go to see this stuff, not watch it on TV. Step away from the crap that they're destroying. And then we have the power. People don't realize that we have the power to stop this stuff. All we need to do is step away. That's all.
Yes, a lot of people already are. They're walking away. Their viewership numbers for their new seasons of Kurtzman Trek have been abysmal.
Arch Colin, they hate Shatner because they idolize Oh my. Yeah, they do. But anyway, okay.
Yeah, I think the with regard to what Ian was saying with the audience, you need to stop being loyal to brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That because they stuck the label Star Trek on a thing, stop thinking that that's Star Trek, right? The owner and the creator can set whatever canon they want, but the only reason that the property has value is because you, the audience, accept it and become a fan of it. And at some point you have to look at it and go, you know what? I'm a fan of what was, whatever this mess is, I'm decanonizing as the audience, the person who actually provides value.
Ego folks, Dr. Iceman, I stepped away after Wrath of Khan. Never been happier.
No curse the alley, no Star Trek for you, sir.
I did like Star Trek 3 though.
Oh,
I love that.
Love Star Trek 3.
3, 4, and 6.
Yes, 6 is brilliant as well.
See, I'm the oddball, so I like the motion picture. I like Wrath of Khan.
Do I?
I dislike intensely 3 and 4. I like 5, even with its shortcomings, and then I very much like 6.
Yeah,
I did like 6. I think
6
was the best one to go out on with the OG crew, definitely.
Absolutely. It was they really stuck the landing on that one. 6, I still say I do love Star Trek 2. Star Trek 6 is still my favorite. I really do enjoy that one.
Do you have a hearing problem, mister? Brilliant.
You need to listen to Shakespeare in the original Klingon.
God, yeah.
I really do like Star Trek 3.
Star Trek 3 is the best, in my opinion. And a lot of people disagree with me.
Movie.
The Star Trek 3, the OG, is the best Star Trek film ever made, in my opinion.
That's why I never understood where they said the odd number ones were bad, because growing up, I loved Star Trek 3. So I never understood where they got all the odd number ones were bad.
The problem with me, at least with number 3, is when you have the Klingon bird of prey captain, all I'm hearing in my head is Reverend Jim whenever he's talking. You want to blow up the Genesis device? Okay, doke. Right? That's what's always running through my head. And then the replacement for Savick.
Give me Genesis.
But it wasn't.
I thought he did a good job. I thought
he was very good.
Yeah, it wasn't
because you wish it.
It wasn't Leonard Nimoy's fault. I mean, Leonard Nimoy, as far as I was concerned, he's a brilliant. He directed that film brilliantly, as far as I
Yeah.
was concerned. Do you know
His
what I mean?
first
And
film, yeah.
the budget was quite low on that film,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his fault. He wanted Sevek back. Everybody wanted. It was the agent that actually blocked the whole thing and
Yeah.
and
Should have
destroyed
paid
the
her.
whole.
Should
Yeah,
have paid her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Okay. So that's Captain Kirk, not on the Star Trek thing. But he don't give a shit anyway. So
Yeah, Star
doesn't.
Trek's dead.
yeah, dead.
doesn't-
Oh, it's
Yes,
very
I
much
thought-
alive. It's just in reruns and syndication. In
Yes.
my, in
Yes.
my
And Discovery just around the corner.
Yep.
Mm.
Walk away.
Okay, speaking of
Ugh.
No, thank you.
bad
a
ideas.
new Star Trek movie is in the works with Toby Haynes and/or set to direct.
Rubbish.
Described as an origin story set decades before 209 Star Trek.
Waste of time.
Yeah,
Jesus.
why would they think this would be successful when they couldn't even make a number 4 because the third one was terrible and didn't do anywhere near as well as they did. So they're going to make a new movie with new characters that nobody knows of, and they think that's going to draw people in. And
Or-
it's supposed to
or
be a
God help
prequel. Is
us.
a prequel to this?
God help us, they make it about George Kirk.
Oof, they might want to. You're right. They may, but he died right
boy.
away, so they're gonna make him when his
Right,
young days.
remember, this is a prequel, and it's set decades earlier, so it could
Yes.
be
What?
George going through doing the same. Who cares?
Growing up as a rebel.
Of course, if it's an alternate timeline that would have branched when the Romulan ship, Narada, whatever, when that came back.
So they
And
did
so
Right,
mention
it
that.
ain't
any time
counted.
before that would be exactly like the prime
Ugh.
timeline. So
Yes.
Well, they'll just claim it showed up previous
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
mhm,
And their
yeah, yeah,
explanation on
yeah.
the stupidity of it.
In the chat, who the F is
Oh,
that? in the
God.
middle?
So you didn't see the third shit movie, didn't you? Mm.
yeah.
It's a shame, really, because they did have a really good thing. I didn't mind the first one, the Star Trek. I didn't mind the first one with the new crew.
It's all right.
I thought it was okay. It was a bit Star Warsy, but I thought it was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But the other two was terrible because you got the impression that they were under a lot of pressure to deliver within a certain amount of time. Because you know what it's like with these companies; they have to, tax breaks and all that, so they have to make films within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really give them enough time to write a decent script or even get people together properly. Do you know what I mean? So, but still.
Well, I think the other thing is that J.J. Abrams, shot his mystery box wad on the first one, and he is terrible at follow through. And so the second one, no, this is definitely not Khan. Really,
it's not. Yeah,
okay.
No, definitely not.
And, oh, by the way, you fucked up Khan. How do you do that? Right? And then the third one with Idris Elba, where you just can't understand what he's saying. 90% of the time. And then, oh, by the way, we're going to make sure you remember from the 2009 movie when they played Sabotage. Yeah, we're going to play that again.
We're going to use.
I think the only thing that I liked was when the gal was playing the music and it's "Fight the Power" by Public Enemy, and Scotty's like, "Is that classical music you're playing?" Right? She goes, "I like the shouting." All right, yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
That's the girl out of Rebel Moon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was bad in that. She's bad in Rebel.
Yeah. She was a plank in both of them.
Yeah. We're going to defeat the aliens. We're going to defeat the bad guys with the Beastie Boys.
Yes.
The only good thing about this third movie was when they give the young Spock the photograph from the original cast. Just that was the only thing I enjoyed was seeing the photo of the original cast.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of passing the torch movies, they have old Spock sort of passing the torch to young Spock.
It was a nice touch. But anyway, okay. They ruined Star Trek, everybody. Let's move on. Speaking of ruined, Pixar will undergo significant layoffs in 2024. As many as 20% of employees could be laid off, but Pixar says the number is still to be determined.
Who could have anticipated this development? Except any sane person paying attention.
Well, Disney destroyed Pixar.
Yep.
And they're continuing to destroy it. So there you go.
Again, it's just a brand and a label with none of the heart and the talent.
Assets stripped.
Yep.
I mean, what was the last one they made? Was it about the girl turning into a big orange monster or something like that? I can't remember what last film they Pixar made.
Lizzo,
Anyone?
wasn't it? Lizzo.
No, wasn't it? Wasn't that film about the girl in high school, and every time she did something, she turned into this big.
No, the Red.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the last.
That was not their
one.
most recent. Their most recent was
Oh.
Elemental.
Oh, that
Elemental,
was
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was not great. No, it was not great.
But it's
Before
an
that was
allegory.
Lightyear, though, which
Anybody
was
see Lightyear?
terrible.
Shite year.
No, I didn't want to watch it.
I wonder what Lasseter's thinking. John Lasseter.
Thank God I'm out.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I saw the making of Up and other Pixar movies, and they spent like 4 years before they even committed to it.
Up's a great movie.
Yeah, just basically the story and what it means, and then they started doing the storyboards and stuff. They knew exactly what they were doing. You know, they knew from from A to Z. Exactly.
Do you remember the days when there was a Pixar movie out and you just go and see it?
Oh yeah. You knew it was going to be good.
Yeah, I think it all started to fall apart around Toy Story 4. After that, and when the pandemic hit, like it all just kind of fell apart.
Now, when Disney took over, it literally destroyed it.
Yeah, you just have a lag time because of you already have things that are in production, so you're gonna see the effects of it, 3 to 4 years after, as the Disney Borg insert themselves and everything, and that was pretty much on time. It started to go downhill.
When did they buy it?
I don't know.
It was right. It was
before the pandemic.
It was Was it after Lucasfilm?
Yeah, I don't know.
ILM doesn't exist anymore.
If they made Up now, it would be an old black man, wouldn't it? And it would be a little.
Well, you're a shoe-in then, Ian.
Black girl, then, won't it?
Well, no, it would be a black girl or woman. The man would have died to get him the hell out of the way early on, right?
Here you go, folks. Black lives are black knives for $2. Thank you, my friend. Bogged Lightyear lost money, by the way.
Oh yeah,
it did.
A lot of money.
Yeah, nobody went to see it.
They're getting pretty good at losing money.
Disney, definitely.
Sword and Storm, an old black lesbian couple.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right, this is the time. If there's millionaires or billionaires out there, this is the time where they can make more money, where they can literally create a studio and make films that doesn't have the woke stuff in it, because they'll make a fortune if they did that. Because today people don't want to see films because of that,
I love that one, Gemma. The other thing is how about hire competent people who understand that you're supposed to write the damn script first, that you're supposed to actually storyboard things first. Blumhouse is probably the only place of confidence around.
Yeah. You're right, and that's the thing. This is the time now. This is the window now that they've got independent producers and people that have a crap load of money to actually make a studio that makes films that people want to see. Angel Studios, apparently, because they're very heavily religious, aren't they? They're making a bucket load of money now. They've just released 2 films and they've been both successes, haven't they? So
I think Lasseter probably will smell blood now, and he could. He's still doing animation, isn't he? He's got his own studio, hasn't he?
Yeah. And he's working for Apple, right? For the most part. I mean, that's who's contracting his studio for the works.
I was just telling Ian a couple of days ago that Hallmark was taken over by the woke thing, and the people that was in charge of Hallmark, they left and they made their own studio, and it's doing gangbusters compared to the Hallmark as exists now. So yeah.
Do we think it's going to get sold? I've said many times previously, Pixar will be sold to Apple for sentimental reasons. Do we think that, boys?
All you're going to do is buy the name.
The name.
Right, because you're not going to get the IPs, because Disney wants to hold on to those for whatever, to continue to desecrate the corpse, and there's no studio left. Whatever people are left in this are going to end up being transferred into Disney's animation group, and Pixar will just be a label that they stick on something.
Just
Yeah.
one of the.
I don't know.
There's a common theme, isn't there? One of the greatest, if not the greatest, animation studio, and it's in the shitter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had the prior greatest animation studio buy, then run off the rails and become a bit of a
Yeah.
shit show on its own. It then buys the greatest animation studio and proceeds to do to it what it did to itself.
It's fucking sad. All right, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's dead folks, not even
Yep.
resting.
Worse than he's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, David Ayer says some people have watched his Suicide Squad cuts, called it one of the best comic book movies ever made.
I call shenanigans.
Yeah.
He would
The
say that, wouldn't
people
he?
who have seen my cut have pretty much said that it's one of the best comic book movies ever made.
Look, David, I understand that you showed this to your mother and she was very proud of that movie, but she is not representative of the audience in general.
He looks like a thug, doesn't he?
Oh, sorry.
He looks like a hitman.
He does.
He does, doesn't he?
There's no way there's any cut in this movie that's good. I'm sorry. It's just not real. No way.
No, but the whole premise is stupid, right? There's this huge thing creature, and they get a woman with a baseball bat. How's that going to help? Do you know what I mean? A guy with a boomerang. What? Do you know what I mean? None of it makes any sense. The whole film doesn't. The Suicide Squad thing doesn't make any sense. Put it that way, in my opinion. You know,
if they stood towards more what they did in the comics, just taking it as a Dirty Dozen, ripoff or homage, so to speak, in the comics. But.
Here you go, folks. Princess Fiona, the Queen, and Harley. Hugging scissoring might make it work. Yeah, it might do.
Yeah.
I think be an audience for that. Yes. David Ayer, didn't he direct The Beekeeper, Ian?
Yes, he did, and I saw that today.
Spoilers, everybody.
It was good. It was fun. It was very silly, very macho. Sorry, got a cough here, and very, very entertaining. It was obviously not the best movie ever made, but if you've got 2 hours and you just want fun, go and see The Beekeeper, because it was a lot of fun. Very silly nonsense. So here you go.
Statham, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Statham kicking ass. Let me tell you, Jason Statham takes on the FBI and he really beats the crap out of all of them. He really does.
Amelia Bedelia, Statham is a wild ride.
He is, and listen, this guy, Statham, must have had 1 page of dialogue in the entire movie. All he did was kick ass. That's all he did.
I'm good with that. That's what you want, though, isn't it? That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want, yeah.
I'd love to see. I did enjoy the Crank movies. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I remember them. They're okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I'd like to see Crank 3.
I do. I think I've got a soft spot for the Transporter films. The third one wasn't very good, but the first 2 was a lot.
Yeah,
I agree.
First one's definitely good.
Yeah.
Anything else he's been in? Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first Expendables was great because it was an R-rated film and there was a lot of blood and, very, very hard R. But the second one was just, I don't know, they were trying to get more audience in, and then the third one was absolute nonsense, and then the last one was just sad, so there you go.
I think this one's for you and I, Ian. Echo. Chamberlain, please rank the following British insults in order of severity. Div, twat, muppet, git, tosser.
Well, I would say, I can't say it properly, can I? Twat is probably number 1, isn't it? Muppet is number 2. Tosser is number 3. Git is number... and div is the last one, isn't it? Because hardly anybody says div anymore.
Yeah, they're all inoffensive now, to be fair. Even the C word's inoffensive nowadays. but not to YouTube. Okay. Shall we move on then?
Ah,
Indeed. Oh Lord. Let's go back. Go back. Go back.
Okay. A what if? I'll say again. A what if version of Star Wars? I can't even say it. Is reportedly in the works at Disney.
it's not, It's not, It really. And I have someone in there saying that they're basically what they're doing is they're putting out all this stuff so that they can be relevant and focuses on them because they know they're losing the war. So
No,
this is just an
Princess has got it in
idea.
the chat. Princess has got
Yeah,
it.
I'm waiting for insight.
Yeah.
Princess going, what if Star Wars didn't
I already
suck?
said it in the green room, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if it didn't suck?
You know what?
Yeah,
The
just
film with
come on.
Daisy Ridley is on Amazon. The last film that she made, and boy, could they not make her look unattractive in that film. I don't know what it is. What's up with these people? I mean, Daisy Ridley's not a bad-looking girl. Why couldn't they make her look attractive? I don't understand
Because
what's
then she
going
wouldn't
on.
look like them.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
Well,
needs to be
so the thing,
sexless and unattractive. Yeah. So
yeah, the thing that
That's me.
that I what I always keep seeing in all of these things is it's in the works. So Hollywood has a particular lingo. In the works means we're shopping it around, hoping desperately that someone will pay
Yeah.
to have us actually do some treatment. Right? There's no script. There's no real serious treatment to it other than maybe an elevator pitch, and that's it. And they're trying to attract money, which given the volume of BS that has come out of Lucasfilm, where it's so and so's in the works, so and so's in the works, right? Ray movie in the works, which means that nothing has been done.
Yep.
That tells me that they're not getting funded very well. And I can't imagine why. But I think they're just throwing anything out that they can to see if they can attract some financing somewhere. And I
That's the
don't know
reason
that they're
why.
going to have any luck with that.
no.
Here you go, folks. Romeo Tango November Zulu for $2 New Zealand dollars. Snatch and Bank Job. British films equal Statham can act. Yeah, agreed.
Snatch was okay. Bank
Bank
Job
Job was okay. as
was
well.
okay. They were just okay films as far as I was concerned. I think Statham really does excel when he's in films over the top movies like Transporter, and because that's basically what he's basically made for, really. Let's face it.
Are these what ifs? Are they supposedly going to be animated like the Marvel ones?
Don't know. We'll see.
Probably.
Yeah. If they ever were to get made, I would imagine probably yes. I mean, they, to be honest, to be fair, they have done a what if thing with Star Wars before. They did it in, I believe, just in comic books. It was called Infinities, where there were lots of different sort of, Star Wars stories, exploring different ideas and different times.
Right.
And,
Like what if Qui-Gon wasn't killed by Maul?
yeah,
like that,
some things like that. Yeah. And so there were some different things they did that honestly, some of them weren't too terrible. Some of them were kind of interesting, at least the ones that I saw. But I just, again, it's all of these different Star Wars projects. They're announcing all of this stuff. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. So far, their track record is about 10-1 for things they've announced versus things that have actually been produced. So no, this is very unlikely ever to come to.
That they basically are desperate to basically what they're doing is they're lying. Right, with everything to do with woke stuff, everything, even Doctor Who, they lied about the numbers. They're trying to spin it. Same thing with this as well. They want to prove that no matter what we say as fans, it's still a success. That's what they're really saying. Look, the Rey film is going to be a success. Our Star Wars is still a success. That's why they keep putting these stupid things out.
Yeah.
Fooling themselves.
I'm not convinced that's entirely true. I think that what they're doing is trying to convince other members of the clique that look at our numbers, right? So it's not the audience.
Not us,
then. We're not the target, right? It's the other people in the industry. Notice that Bob Iger will come out and he's always talking about, we had $1 billion movie. Yeah, but you spent $500 million on it. You haven't made a thin dime. But that doesn't. They never talk about how much did we make in profit off of the movie. They talk about the box office because that's the competition that they have with other creatives, because they're not the ones that actually have to figure out how the hell to make money.
Eager folks, Black Lives or Black Knives for $2. Thank you, my friend. What if we got Thrawn trilogy instead of prequels?
Hopefully not the Filoni Thrawn that we were subjected to in
In
Ahsoka.
Filoni we trust.
Yeah, we can find out what the hell he's been doing on that planet other than eating a lot of buffet.
When was the Rey movie scheduled for? Was it?
I don't even think
2
they had a
years.
schedule, right?
I think the only dates that had been talked about were perhaps December of 2026. But yeah, then who knows if it even gets made? I don't think it'll get made.
It would be more liable to be, would we say 27?
No,
Who knows?
she's definitely lost her looks, old
What-
Daisy Ridley. That if they make it, they're not going to do this. Look, they're not going to do this.
Is 1977 to 2027 50 years?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
Nobody's. I don't
Yeah.
think nobody's quite cottoned on yet, have they?
What, Disney?
It's the. It's
Well,
the
look what they
it's the
did for the
50th.
40th anniversary. They released TLJ.
Mm-hmm.
What a celebration!
Ray movie for the 50th. What a slap in the bollocks, folks.
Ray Skywalker.
What a load of old rubbish.
Well, the interesting thing is who gets slapped harder. I'm going to bet that it's Lucasfilm that gets slapped a lot harder by the audience than they are able to slap us, because the vast majority of the audience just doesn't care anymore.
I bet KK knows 2027 is the anniversary. She'll be wetting herself to do it. But anyway, it's dead, folks. Shall we move on?
Indeed.
Bum, bum, bum.
Move along.
Oh, he's agreed with the last director of his film, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it was really well made." Now he's sucking up to the left, isn't he now? So
Mark, do you need money? Do you have some debts that you need to deal
I
with?
do.
This photograph is dedicated to as well.
Natalie Portman. Oh, she's lovely. Tiny woman. I met my mum. I think Natalie Portman's a fantastic talent. It's a shame that she's not being used properly in movies. Oh dear.
I think Natalie Portman was a good actress. I haven't seen any evidence that she can act.
No, she can act. The problem is that she's been offered rubbish, isn't she? So, and also they're not really writing women's parts properly, are they? So
well, no. What was she in that was good?
The Swan film, whatever it was called.
Okay,
she was good in that one. Yeah, that was the last good one she made, and that was the last good one.
Didn't Titty say, "Have you ever been in a Star Wars film? Do you want
He
to be
did,
in
because he
mine?"
was a titty.
He
That's
wanted
why.
he wanted to put her in his.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Leon the Professional was another one with her.
Yeah, well,
that's the one I point
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
She was very, very young. Yeah,
that was that's very problematic today. That film, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit questionable at the time too.
It was.
You're like, what's this relationship again?
But it was. But the thing is, though, it was innocent. I mean, because he was really thick. The what's his name, Leon, wasn't he? So I mean, he didn't. It wasn't like it was deliberate, and he had all his faculties. You know what I mean?
It's actually she's more grooming him.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, I can forgive it for that, because it really wasn't saying that he was the P word.
No, I think it was more that, boy, you seem to be sexualizing this 12-year-old. That's very disconcerting.
Yes.
Eager folks, and Don. Natalie Portperson, have you seen Thor?
But that's my point, is that she's been given crap so far. She is a very talented actress. She really is. And it's a shame that she hasn't been in anything good within the last 10 years, So Mark Hamill's a fantastic actor as well. He just hasn't been tested yet. as an actor. He's just been
I don't
literally
know.
given
Last Jedi was pretty
VOs,
good.
VOs and rubbish movies, because he's got the stigma of being Luke Skywalker. But let me
Yeah.
tell you something. I've seen him on stage. He's really good. And
You've met him, haven't you?
I've met him in real life, and he was a great guy. I thought so, but I don't know what he's like now. But I reckon he needs a chance. I reckon Tarantino needs to hire him so that he can show everybody he can act. That's what I reckon.
She ate the crap. No one forced her to eat it.
No,
Come on,
listen.
Meg,
No, you've got to understand that
Ooh,
even though these actors disagree
fighting.
with the agenda, right? When they offered the check, of course you're going to take it because you have to live, right? And especially the amount of houses you've got and stuff like that. So they're not going to say no, are they? Anthony Mackie is a really good actor, and he hates this agenda, but he's going to take the paycheck, and I don't blame him. So same thing with her.
You've got to do better, Ian.
I gotta do better, Senator.
I think the one thing that Mark Hamill, well, because I've actually seen some of Hamill's work post Star Wars, and Corvette Summer is not something that I would say that Mark Hamill is an excellent actor in, but
he was good in the Big Red One.
Yeah, well, even then, he's a bit. I mean, that gets carried by the rest of the cast, but
Lee Marvin.
The big thing is that he, recognizing that he had kind of got typecast as Luke Skywalker, he made the good decision to go into voice acting.
Yes.
And he was doing like video game stuff with Wing Commander, before he was doing the Batman animated stuff, and so I mean he's been able to get a pretty good career out of being able to voice act. And oh, by the way, looking at him recently, and he is, when you see like interviews with him, his face he just looks like he's stunned or stoned or whatever. His mouth is open. You're waiting for flies to land in it. He doesn't move well at all, right? So maybe voice acting is going to be his future.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. Super chat from the wonderful Garth Knight for $5. PCAT, thanks for sticking up for Ruin last stream. Mega Geek could use an objective eye like Ruins on the Rebecca Gold movie.
Yeah.
My pleasure. I always have to stick up for greatness, and I will always defend Ruin. And
he loves his singing, Ruin, doesn't he? He loves to sing.
Okay. Anything to add?
Yeah, I think Mark Hamill gets the rough end of the stick. I think he's been really unfortunate, but I still stand by what I say. I think he's a good actor, so I hope that he gets a really good part soon. Show that he can
get him in Rebecca Gold. Stitch for $5. Still no member option. Brown. I'll sort it.
I'm gonna go.
I'll figure it out.
Working on it,
Cheers,
Stitch.
my friend. Okay. Should we move on then, folks? Yeah. Cheers, Stitch.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to this. Do you know what? Right, they should literally phone up Keanu Reeves and say, "Can you do a walk-on part for this?" Because it is part of the John Wick universe. That would be awesome if he just walks past and he says "Wick" and the guy says, "I can't remember his surname in this film." But that would be awesome if they just do that to solidify that they're in the same world. That would be awesome, but they're probably not going to do it.
The story is Nobody 2 is still happening, confirms Connie Nielsen.
But you know what? He's such a likable guy, in real life and when he performs in... Bob. He's so... And that's the thing that makes... I mean, if you look at it carefully, right, Nobody was... the script wasn't very good. I mean, there was a lot of plot holes and everything and stuff like that. But he was brilliant in it, and he made it work. Definitely made it work. So,
well, and I think it avoided the kind of ludicrous trope that the John Wick movies have gone in, where suddenly Wick can fall from a 5-story window and get hit by 3 cars and then brush it off and walk on. Nobody, there was a fight and you looked like you'd been in a fight afterwards, right? Even if you won, you still were toting a lot of damage.
Wait a moment. but
It
he
was called
survived.
Hutch.
He survived a car crash. Remember, the car flipped over, and he was in
Right.
the boot.
Oh yeah.
So there's no way he would have survived that. But it's kind of like John Wick, but kind of smaller tone version of it.
I mean, I'm not sure you're aware, Ian, but people have survived car crashes.
No, but-
Being inside the car.
Airbags,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, but he was in the boot with no airbag.
Well, it's
You
still
know?
better than being in front of the car when it
That's
hits
true.
you. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Amelia Bedelia. I missed Nobody.
Oh, it's really
You
good.
should check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, it's
It's
really
good.
good.
It's a
It's a
great
lot of
film.
fun. Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. He did get hurt quite a lot, but he still kept coming. So it's really good.
Who did it have in it? It had Doc Brown.
Yeah,
His father.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Michael Ironside.
Yeah, he had a bigger part, but they cut most of his scenes out. Michael Ironside, but
Yeah.
I do like the barber as well, played by Colin Salmon. But he was good in it as well.
The baddie was a nutter.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
he got
he
what's
was-
coming.
Yeah, he liked to sing in his nightclub as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I enjoyed it. Let's hope it's going to be a good movie.
Mm.
Although, let's not forget the fight scene on the bus.
Yeah,
Incredible.
the bus scene
Oh.
is absolutely.
Amazing. So, if you've not watched Nobody, folks, check it out. It's a great movie.
Some clever moments in it. Is anybody watching this? This new detective thing with her and some black diversity woman?
I saw
Anybody
somebody
watching it?
online post right off the bat. They pull some race card type stuff. So I
Mm.
don't know if I'll watch it now.
I do like Jodie Foster though. I think she's
She's
brilliant.
she's a great actress.
Yeah, she said last week, Jodie Foster slams Gen Z. They're annoying at work.
Mm. She's gay in real life, isn't she, Jodie
Yeah.
Foster?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's like Jodie Foster announces the sun comes up in the east. Really?
Yeah. Oh boy.
I mean, I can't debate that. So, all right.
Yeah.
But has anybody watched it? Because it's on Sky, isn't it?
True Detective, isn't
the
it?
True Detective thing, yeah. So nobody's watched it. Then is it doing well? Anybody know if it's doing well?
I think only one episode. I think it's
I've seen it
last
advertised in
week.
the newspaper. Yeah, it's on Sky, isn't it? It's on Sky.
It's on Max here in the US.
Yeah. That first season though was
The first-
really a tough act to follow.
Mhm.
Yeah. The first season is magnificent. The third season was actually really well done as well.
Here you go, folks. Garth Knight for $5. Thank you, my friend. Connie Nielsen is beautiful at Saladas disagrees. Yeah, I thought she's a good-looking woman. Yeah,
I do like Jodie Foster, and I'm really happy that she hasn't tried to Botox her face or pull her face and everything. You know, she still looks great. You know, even though she's a woman of age, she looks great.
Nick J. Townsend for £5. Real money, allegedly, folks. RuPaul to direct a 50th.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Of the Star Wars movie.
Yep.
Yeah, 50. Nobody's said anything about the 50th of Star Wars yet.
It's coming. It's coming. You know, it's
3
coming.
years. They're gonna need to sort the shit out. if
And
they're
then
gonna
when they do
something.
celebrate it, it'll only be the Rey stuff. I mean, Luke Skywalker will be pushed in the corner. Same thing with Han Solo
It'll
and
be
Chewbacca.
The 50th, as I said, the 50th will be the Ray film.
Well, it
just
will be one.
Dog shit.
I mean, it may be the going out of business sale for Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. So obviously that she was criticizing Gen Z, and then this just popped up on my Twats feed, which
I am happy that the White Guild is included with with the toy.
It really wouldn't be of good value if they didn't throw that in.
No. I mean,
why do Gen Z people have purple hair? What's the thing with that?
I mean, why did punks in the 80s have mohawks? You know, it's not a universal for the generation. There's just, you know, every generation has their freaks, and look, I'm going to be transgressive but safely. You know, I'm always reminded of the punk stuff that was going on in the 70s, and then by like 80, what you have are normies wearing the default punk. Oh, I have to have a leather jacket. It was like that's not how punks got their style. They were just picking up whatever they could find in trash dumpsters and Goodwill.
Yeah, they got to have the aposematic hair coloring, so we all know the danger hair. We all know who to stay away from. And I do have to take an issue with this particular figure here. You know, I do spend some significant amount of my time with Gen Z students, and they don't actually give a flying flip about context. So I'm not sure why they included that with the figure. So
No,
that's a little off.
Well,
there.
they do if it involves them.
Yeah.
Context is only for them, not for anybody else.
But isn't this shouldn't it be a black doll? Black.
Well, let's not presume gender or racial status.
Yes, we don't know what the doll
just saying,
identifies as.
It's very fluid. Very
just
fluid.
saying, you know. I thought the whites was a patriarchy, and
well, this one does
privilege.
come with white guilt included, so it's fine.
Yeah.
This one
Right,
is loud.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do we have a Greta Thunberg doll as well?
It's on its
How
way,
dare you?
probably.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Comes with 2 types of soy-based latte.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a bonus. I'm willing to pay extra for that kind of thing. You know?
Okay. If they put that into production, I bet people would buy that.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes.
Yeah, people would buy that. All right, let's move on. Okay. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are making a sequel to their zombie classics 28 days later.
Why?
Titled 28 Years Later.
Why?
If all goes well, it will be a trilogy.
Why?
Oh, God.
Meetings with studios and streamers start tomorrow.
You know, Danny Boyle's head has gotten bigger for some reason. His head looks like it's too big for his body there.
Is his body got smaller?
I think his body's gotten smaller.
Maybe he's just rearranged the mass of his body. He took it off of his lower torso and put it in his head.
Chat are asking why?
Yeah, why? Why
I don't
do
know.
this?
Well, because somebody needs money.
No, what they should do is make something new. Because Danny Boyle is a very talented director. And he also knows what's good for films.
He told the producers of Bond to sling the rook.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they're meeting with studios and streamers. Something new is not going to get any funding from that because the studios are just, do you have a trilogy, a prequel, a requel, just anything, a cinematic universe? We're buying all that.
Yeah. But they must know now that the what you call it, the trilogy and cinematic universe doesn't work anymore because people are tired of it. So they should just make good films. That's what they should do. And
I appreciate your optimism, Ian.
Well, Danny
studio heads could actually see the truth unless they're bleeding from it.
Nameless no name. He's not a talented director. He's a very naughty boy.
No, he is. He's done some really good movies. He's done Train Spotting. He's done 28 Days Later, which I thought was really
Sunshine
good.
was all right.
He did Sunshine. That was a great movie. He's a very intelligent man. In fact, I think if he had the chance, he'd be just as big as say Chris Nolan if they gave him a chance. But I just think he's going down the wrong route here because 28 Days Later was successul. What, you want to go back, revisit it?
Slumdog, great movie.
Yeah, Slumdog's a great movie. He had the foresight to do that one. Do you know what I mean? So he is talented. He knows what he's doing. It's just a shame he wants to go back down and replant the tree again, if you know what I mean.
If he got to make the James Bond movie,
that would have been excellent.
Would have been in a better place now for James Bond.
Yeah. If I was in charge of James Bond, I would have hired him, definitely.
Well, they did hire him, but he left, didn't he?
Yeah, because they wanted
to kill Bond.
They wanted to kill Bond, and he disagreed.
Yeah. Here you go, folks. Garth Knight for $5. Thank you, my friend. Brownie, that's me. for a few dollars more as a brilliant ending.
Mm.
The score accentuates it.
That is true.
That's true. And also remember, Danny Boyle directed that sequence with the Queen and Daniel Craig
At the Olympics.
at the Olympics, didn't he? He directed that,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
That's probably why he got the gig for No
Probably,
Time
yeah.
to Die.
probably.
Oh, here you go. Sorry, chat moved up. Shallow Grave.
Yeah, good film. Good film with very little money. You know, but listen, seriously, he is a good director. It's just that he needs to do something new now, something that he's always wanted to do. You know, just seriously.
Dr. Iceman, because he didn't want to kill Bond because he has a brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Well, that definitely is going to be a strike against him, you know, in the studios. Also,
think so?
I don't know if you've noticed,
Okay.
but he's a white male. This could be problematic.
Yes.
And on that bombshell,
The Abyss.
this is interesting. It looks like the re-release of The Abyss has been cancelled in the UK because the UK censorship board demanded a scene to be cut for the film to be shown, and Cameron told them to take a hike. That was
Well,
the
that's good.
rat,
Good for Cameron.
the rat scene. So we're not going to see it in the UK. I was going to go watch this.
You know what makes me laugh is that when it was originally released, we saw it. So what is the problem now?
I think you need to take into account modern audiences, Ian.
Yeah.
Look, modern audiences can kiss my ass.
Yes.
Basically, this film is
If they actually showed up to watch movies, I might care about them. Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
Aren't they in England when they're honoring is it John Barry, the Bond movies, that they're putting a trigger warning on?
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Oh yes.
In England.
it's all nonsense. Britain, right? They should stop following the Americans. Really, Britain should be their own thing. Anything that happens in America it always flies over here for some reason.
Yeah, Americans.
To be fair, it started with you.
What, the woke stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. It started with us, but what I'm saying
No,
is
it
that
started in France
as-
apparently.
As usually
It started in
happens,
France.
you do something, it then goes to America, we industrialize it, and then export it back to you.
No,
No,
I'm saying.
it was the French who invented it. Max Voom Fondel. I love The Abyss. Yeah, I like The Abyss as well.
I don't know. I had problems with that film when I first
The
saw
special
it.
edition's the better version.
Yeah, I thought special effects were good at the time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of his test run for what he ends up
Mhm.
using in Terminator 2.
Yeah,
The making of this film was
Ooh.
disastrous. Actually, I think Drinker did a really good video on.
who
the
almost
making of
drowned
this
in
film.
that film? Someone
It did
almost
drown.
Oh
drowned,
man,
didn't
there
It was
were a
Ed,
bunch of
Ed
people.
Harris. Yeah,
Yeah.
but because they couldn't get
James
he couldn't
Cameron.
get his helmet off.
James
Mm.
Cameron nearly drowned in an accident while he was.
Well, they did have
underwater
a
doing some
safety
stunt.
diver. He actually drowned, but they were able to revive him.
Mm.
Yeah, what happened, if I remember correctly, the safety diver had his air. Something was wrong with his air, so the safety
Mhm.
diver gave him the safety air, and that one was
empty.
malfunctioning, and so it was spraying water into his mouth,
Yeah,
and so he had to fight off the safety diver
yeah,
to try to
to
swim
try and save
swim
himself.
out
Yeah,
to air.
yeah.
What's interesting about James Cameron is that even though this film didn't make a lot of money, they still gave him a shitload of money for his next project. I don't understand the logic there at all. Because this film wasn't a success. I think it was a moderate success. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge box office hit.
Yeah,
Good movie though.
It
I
did
mean,
all right.
I
don't
saw
think
it in
did
the theater,
big.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
same here.
definitely wasn't.
The
Uh,
special edition of this is excellent. If you've never happened to
Yeah,
catch that,
the
it
version
is
to
really
watch, yeah.
very good. Yeah.
Mm.
Max Voom-Fondel. Ed Harris refuses to talk about the film to this day. Ooh.
He's hardcore Ed Harris, isn't he? When it comes to acting and stuff like that, really hardcore. When I know somebody that's worked with him, and he takes everything really serious. He takes his craft incredibly seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he doesn't fook around when he's doing films at all.
Do we know when this was going to be out?
End of this month, I think it was.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow I remember the actual Blu-ray release. I think it's supposed to be in March. Yeah, I think the film is supposed to be in the next few weeks.
Mm.
in theaters.
I would have
Yes.
gone to see this.
I might have actually. I didn't think so when I first saw it. I didn't think much of it at all. I thought it was okay.
It's a good movie.
It's not the kind of film I'd want to see again.
It's gritty.
I think yeah. I mean, they're definitely so the relationships with the different characters, that's believable, right? They really feel like they're working class. Most of them, the drillers and all that, right? The very working class. Mary Elizabeth Masterton, she is, everybody. Oh, hi, Liz, and they're gagging because she's known as a cast iron bitch. The scene where he has to drown her and then swim back and try and revive her. That's pretty powerful. The ending a bit sus. That starts to get a little crazy. I like the Michael Biehn when he starts to get the nitrogen psychosis, and then him flipping out, and then getting smooshed when the submersible falls off the cliff. But then, Ed Harris, doing the liquid oxygen and then going down, and then, oh look, aliens, and I'm like, all right, James, I think you might have jumped a shark here.
I think it was his version of Close Encounters, because we all know that
it is a bit,
yeah. James Cameron was the reason why he became a filmmaker, because he was jealous when Star Wars came out. He was so angry that he didn't make it. I remember him saying that, and he used to be a truck driver at the time. So when he saw Star Wars, he just got really angry and decided to drop doing truck driving and then become a filmmaker. And I think he joined
Roger Corman
school, didn't he? And then the rest is history.
Yep.
But everyone that knows him says that he's a very angry kind of person. At that moment in time, he's very angry. He would attack everything, like building sets. He would attack it with vigor. Everything that he did. So.
Well, and I think everybody is certainly, through Terminator 2, and I think even as far as Titanic, I don't know about the rest, but everybody has pretty universally said he can be a royal pain in the ass that really pisses off a lot of crew on the set.
Well, that's that famous scene when he was doing Aliens, and he had everything ready, and they were about to go, and then everybody called time, and then there was tea time.
Tea lady
came out. Yeah, tea lady came out, and he got really pissed off.
Well, it was Sigourney Weaver that had to talk the workers back onto the
Absolutely. Set. Yeah, she saved the production.
Yeah,
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. Garth Knight for $5. Thank you, my friend. French don't give a damn about any of these socio-political movements. France is secure with being French. Call them pussies and see if they care.
That might be a bit optimistic.
Come out of France.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you can't blame them for Foucault. I mean, that's
or the
when we're talking about woke coming from things like from places like France. We're talking about
the French philosophers
Foucault
and the origins of that.
Here you go, folks. Neil, Cameron can be a pain in the ass, but back then he was one of the best directors in the industry.
I agree. Totally agree.
And also, again, unlike a lot of the people that are running around now, had a good sense of what the audience wanted.
Yeah.
And I think it helped because he was a blue collar guy, right? He came, so he knew every man and was intimately familiar with it, and then came through Corman, where you learned how to make a movie on no budget, but still, so you had to do all the planning out and work fast, and then he just took that drive with him into the Hollywood system.
It's like when you watch what's that film? The one that film that they made, Roger Corman's one. It was the most expensive one, Battle Beyond the Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah, he was responsible for the sets. But if you look at that film very carefully, it was made with passion. Everyone who made that film believed in it.
Well, he did he did all the models, and then ended up having to direct. I think the second half of the shots because the original director left.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's The Abyss. We are not going to see it in the UK.
We are The Abyss.
Let's move on. Speaking of reissues. David Lynch's Dune, or is it June, is being re-released in theatres in February to celebrate the film's 40th anniversary.
Fantastic. I like to see Sting, and the rest of his film sucked.
Wasn't Patrick Stewart in that movie too?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he was.
yes.
Yeah,
He was.
Sting in his underwear.
Oh yeah.
I will
I
kill
will
him.
kill him.
All right. Calm
Yeah.
down, Sting. I again, this I love this movie. It yeah, I recognize it has some real problems with some of the acting
Yeah.
and some of the plot points and how they condense a lot of things, but the visual style of it, the sound, I really do enjoy this movie.
Yeah, it's intensely bizarre in so many just wildly creative ways. And there's sometimes you just, I mean, yeah, it's kind of off-putting and it's very strange, but at the same time, it's fascinating. Some of the different production designs and character designs that they use. So yeah, I mean, there's just something about it that, yeah, no, it's not great. It's not a great movie, but there is something about it that's just fascinating.
Yeah, and there really is a difference between, when you see the different factions, you are in a different setting, right? It's not just the same set, dressed over and over again. Each one has its own character and flair to it. I love when the navigators show up and you have this giant diesel punk container.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
the vagina mouth is a bit disconcerting.
It's a little far.
as it goes, but it's
Yeah. But yeah, you've got the Harkonnens just revolting. Revolting.
yes.
And then you have the Atreides, very, very regal, very royal feel to them. And it's very, there's very, very clear divisions between all these different houses. And it's fascinating.
This was announced today as well. Princess Fiona Dune, or is it June? Part 1 is getting re-released on IMAX
Why?
just before
Dune 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Why?
I
People can
think
see it on TV.
for one day only.
Why?
A lot of people didn't get to see it in theaters when it first came out.
Nobody's going to go and see it in theaters this time around either. So I
I
don't
know about
understand the
that.
logic behind it.
I'd
I
like
would
to go
s-
see it in a theater. I didn't
If
get to see
you-
it in theater, so
If my theatre does a double header with Dune 1,
Double header.
I'd go see that.
Mm.
I think part 2 is it 2.5 hours long?
Don't know.
I think it's 2.5 hours long. Yeah, if they did a double header, I'd definitely go see that.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this
Double
one
header,
might be
folks.
something I definitely try and seek out.
Yes,
You
I
did,
did
didn't
say double header. Yes, indeed.
What you call it?
Indeed.
David Lynch, right? He had an impossible task to do with this because the studio wanted an X amount of length of time, and he was no way he's going to fit all of that stuff within, from the books in a 2 hour and a bit piece. He couldn't do it. He did his best though.
In fact, I stand corrected. Jamalama, 2 hours 47. Wow.
Oh boy. Bring your catheter with you.
So that's nearly 6 hours of June. Was it Dune?
Dune.
Brown likes a double header. Who doesn't? Okay, so not long now, folks. March, first week in March. Not long. Okay, let's move on. Last week, Cindy Morgan died. Bruce Boxleitner said 43 years. Rest in peace, Cindy.
She died at 43?
No, she had to be older than that.
No. Yeah, it's 43 since they made the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How old was she when she died then?
She was in her
60s,
70s,
or was it low 70s?
I think it was.
Oh,
I think
right.
it was
I gotcha.
low 70s.
Gotcha.
She was really, as a teenage boy, she was really cute.
She was a teenage boy?
No, me.
Oh, you. Sorry.
Although nowadays they could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really cute
No.
in Tron.
Mhm.
She looked
Yeah, it
good
looks like
in
she passed away
Caddyshack too.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did.
Caddyshack is
Yeah.
where I originally that, and
Same.
she's definitely hotter in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like she passed away on the 30th, December 30th,
Oh.
at age
69.
69. Yeah.
Oh, wow. 69. That's young.
Yeah.
Sword and Storm. She was never Brown's Freudian slip. I didn't actually. Brownies, I didn't.
He's not trying to say it. He straight up said it.
Yeah.
Tron is a great movie, isn't it?
No, it's
It-
not.
It is very much of its era.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I, if you know enough about that era, if you were alive during it, it makes a lot more sense and is a lot more believable than if you're some younger and you go watch it now and you're like, what the hell am I watching? It's like, yeah, well, I get it, I understand, but this is a time when Tron comes out, when home computers are just starting
Yeah.
to
Mm.
get in, to homes, and oh, by the way, they're also just starting to show up in many businesses.
Mm.
And there's this anthropomorphized view that people have. The computer hates me. The computer has no hate. It doesn't have emotions, right? But they don't understand it, and it's such a mystery. And so the story of Tron really connected with a lot of people at the time, because I mean, it might as well be the little computer people inside are doing everything. That was just as reasonable to them as anything else.
But it wasn't a very big success, was it? It was kind of like
No.
a flop, wasn't it?
No, and it was, and this was a Disney movie.
Mhm.
This was their second swing at sci-fi, and
Black
did
holes.
not do well. With the Black Hole,
know-
their first PG movie.
The reason why Tron wasn't a success, I always equate it to eating spaghetti bolognese. I never
Oh, here we
understood
go.
why there was more spaghetti than the bolognese, because bolognese is the thing that you eat spaghetti
Yeah, but it's the
bolognese
carbohydrate. You
for.
need the carbohydrate.
So
though.
yeah, so when it comes to Tron had some really good moments in the film, but there was very small bits in there.
Yeah.
The whole film should have had more action, should have moved faster, but it didn't. It plodded
Possibly.
along. That's why it
Possibly.
wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was certainly breaking effects wise. This was the first time that you really had complete scenes that were computer generated. They then had to do all kinds of crazy lighting tricks to get the live shots to look like they meshed with the aesthetic of the inside the computer stuff. Oh, by the way, isn't David Warner's in this, right? He's
Yeah, he was in
MCP.
there. Yeah.
And Sark, and a lot of interesting actors. But yeah, the story kind of you start to go, wait, what the hell is going on here? And the Solar Sailor stuff I could have skipped entirely. I mean, there's whole sections of that.
But that's the thing, you see, that I think what they were trying to do was they're trying to showcase the special effects more than thinking about the actual movie itself and whether the pace was right and everything like that. So they focused on the wrong bits.
I can't imagine
why it didn't work.
I can't imagine a movie like that where they'd focus on special effects and try and distract you from a poor story. Yeah.
No, that's very unusual. So Tron truly was groundbreaking in many ways.
True enough.
And what is that line? I want him in the games until he tries dying.
Put him on the grid. Yeah.
That's it. End of line.
End of line.
End of line.
End of line.
Okay, so rest in peace, Cindy Morgan.
Yeah.
Derezzed.
Yeah. And finally.
And finally, this was in the twats. I thought I'd put it on the picture.
Man, Lance Henriksen.
Terminated. Yeah, I know.
It's hard to even recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah, double take.
Yeah.
There's a serious Cameron connection there.
Yeah.
Well, I think the T-1000's got a good career now. He's starring in a lot of stuff, movies and TV shows.
Yeah, he's on Reacher too. The
Yes,
second
he
season.
is.
Peacemaker as well. He's in
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
I don't know about the guy who played Reese. I've not seen him in stuff.
Michael
A lot of
Bean.
stuff lately.
Yeah, I might say that Michael Bean over there on the
Yeah.
left, and then on the right, that's
John Connor.
Yeah.
John Connor, who got shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Robert
I
Patrick.
saw that scene and I just turned it right off.
Yeah.
I was watching it on a free streaming and I was like, I was like, what? They killed like there's the whole point. So it makes Terminator 2's ending completely useless. It was irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's Lance Erickson, isn't it?
Henriksen.
Henriksen.
Yeah.
He was in
Aliens
Rabbit
as
Hole
Mm.
with Keanu.
Well, he's in Terminator.
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing that I've ever seen him in is Pumpkinhead.
Oh yeah.
I do like him as Bishop though in Aliens.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Such a
love
great
the
actor.
knife scene. I love.
Yeah.
Was it Millennium?
Yes,
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that
Yeah,
was
Millennium
that first
Users.
season was great.
Yeah.
That first season was dark. I liked it that first season more than the X-Files. Then the second season got really weird. And I thought they did a decent job trying to course correct in the third season, but it was too late. The ratings dived too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I got myself mixed up with the mobile phone company. Sorry. Boomerang again. Boomerang.
They sold Bishop to Microsoft.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nokia, actually. Fun facts: Lance Henriksen played Taskmaster in Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes.
The cartoon.
Yeah. The animated.
I think we've got a super chats. Let's do this before we go. So Garth Knight for $5. Thank you, Garth. I have always assumed Rebecca Gold was a teaser to be the second Dune.
Maybe. Maybe. What has the T-1000 got tattooed on his arm? Looks like a penis.
Cyberdyne Systems.
What is it? What is it? Is it
Thank
a
you, Mr.
bottle
Joe.
or something?
It looks like a liquor bottle with
Yeah.
the three X's on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Cyberdyne Systems.
Yeah.
Cyberdyne Systems. I'm determined to make this work.
You know what? All
Go
those
on.
actors are really lucky, even though like
Yeah.
the guy at the bottom failed as an actor, and I don't know what he's doing now, and he got into a lot of drugs and whatever. They all were in a classic movie that no one will ever forget.
Yeah.
You know, in movies. So
Amazing.
Some
they're
of them
quite
in
lucky,
several.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it, folks. Totally
cool.
last minute, folks. Touch and go for a while, but we got there. So, chats.
Is his teeth still crooked?
No, they're perfect. No, they are crooked. Yeah,
Slightly crooked, isn't it?
yeah.
Blimey, he should
Yeah.
get his money back. That's all I can say.
Well, I hope I can look as good at that age.
Too late for you, Ian.
I know,
Too late.
too
Have
late.
you considered Scientology?
Yeah. Scientology.
That is it, chats. Thank you for showing up. Thank you so much. Always great to have the interaction. A couple of belting comments in there tonight. Thank you, guys and gals. And thank you for the super chats. We will see you next time. I will thank the guests from the top. Picats, cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you all. Pleasure to be on as always.
Backbone of the channel, Professor R2. Cheers, my friend.
Well, yes. Thanks again for the invite. Great to be
Great to
on
have
with
you, mate.
you, Jay. Good to see you again, Mega Geek, PCAT. And thank you so much to the chat. Thanks for all your contributions tonight.
Second time on the channel. Emperor Goodwin. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Lord Emperor.
Oh, it is. It's always a pleasure, and hail chat.
Yes. Great to have you on, my friend. And last but by no means least, he's the wise elder of the channel, paid up member of the Selfridges Appreciation Society, all that lark. It is Mega Geek himself, Ian David Diaz.
No worries, guys. No worries. Not eating biscuits yet.
That is it, folks. We'll be back at the weekend. So we'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
Time